Listen here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout. So I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now. So that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin problem because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? Oh, I'm not even plugged up. Hold up, y'all. Hey y'all. Hey girl, hey, what's going on? How's everyone doing? How's your Friday going for ya? Okay? Listen, I'm gonna come in those comments in a second. Hold up. Hold up. Hi. Thank you, Lisa, for moderating today. Thank you. Hey, Tyree. Hey, Simone. Hey, Hannah. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Trudy. Tawanda. Lady J. CJ. Annabelle. Angela. Purely. Terry. Zodiac Palace. Shani A. Shanita Harmon. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Simply Telly. Kanisha, Tina, Nafisa, Juan, Jasmine, Janae. Thank y'all so much. Tina, thank you for coming in and moderating as well. All my moderators that come through, thank y'all so much. Y'all are greatly appreciated in this bitch, okay? I am so happy to be back for another BondyBlue show. We have things to talk about, okay? Things I am a little, it's like, okay, so we doing this shit, huh? We gonna talk about this shit. We gonna talk about this shit. Okay, we're gonna talk about this shit then. You know what I'm saying? Because some things, sometimes you be like, child, I don't want to be involved in no mess, girl. Y'all know that I have done very well over the past decade of being on YouTube, but not being involved in no mess now, girl. Okay. But I also want to mention to all my members and my Patreons, y'all know the website is coming. I'm actually supposed to be doing my walkthrough, my virtual walkthrough with the website this weekend. So the website probably will be up next week. I am super duper excited about it. I am stepping out on a limb, Jesus, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make sure that I'm consistent with the website because now I'm paying for it. Okay. We're paying for it. So it's happening. Okay. Whether people like it or not. Okay. I am still going to be bringing, there's still going to be content here. All right. But a lot of the time it's going to be like live on the website, teased here on YouTube. Make sure y'all come to the website, link here on YouTube to the website. It's going to be those types of things. Also for my members and my Patreons and people who become members of the YouTube, of my website eventually, I want to let y'all know that we are currently creating playlists for you guys because I'm taking things off YouTube. So I don't know if y'all have noticed that some old things are not there anymore. But for instance, with Love and Marriage Huntsville, because of the way I did Love and Marriage Huntsville with the lives and then getting off and getting back on live, I am actually editing and putting them all together for you guys in one, video per episode type of situation, with the things that were talked about during the live with everybody and then the things that were talked about in the live privately. So even if you become a member after, you'll be able to see like a culminated playlist of seasons 1 through 3. Okay, the website is going to be 2 tiers. You're going to have a $5 tier and a $10 tier. The $5 tier is you get all access to new things as they happen, recent things. To the $10 tier, y'all get access to everything. And that's all of the things that are coming off of YouTube. That's, me going in and re-editing shows and creating the playlist to be a little bit more, continuous. The continuity will be better and there won't be like so many breaks, but it just takes time to go through all of my shit and make that for you guys. But I am going to be doing that. Also, funny story is I'm waiting for more y'all to come into the room. Someone hit me up and I saved the email about being a virtual assistant for me. And I was like, damn, I actually really need that, especially with the website. Even though the website comes with and I pay for maintenance and help with the website, I still feel like I'm getting to that point where it's like, no, I need help. Because it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And in order for me to do more things, I need to not have to do all of what I do. And I handle all of this myself. And it's a lot. All of the different social media platforms, all of the different content that I create for the different, social media platforms, and then trying to get back into the podcast and keeping track of everything that's going on. Like, I need people to be like scouring the internet for me and finding this shit for me so I can focus on other things. Okay. So I'm definitely going to be like, going through the process of seeing how I feel about that and vetting people, because I honestly, the thing about it is it's hard to give up control. And it's also hard to give my passwords to people. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but like, when you're a social media person, like your passwords are fucking everything. Like, and I guess the only thing that will make me feel safer about it is also having the website, because you can't really take that from me in the same way, because that's not only maintained by me, but that's maintained by the company that I am, contracting to make it and maintain it. So it's not just me and just my passwords. And, you can't just go in and, like it's a whole, I mean, even though you can't even go in and change shit now that easily, because they send you, they'll send me an email saying that some shit happened as soon as it happens. So I'll know. But still, people can make changes before you can even do anything. So it's hard to like to do that, but it's going to be like an extensive vetting process. However, I don't know if I can actually have an assistant that I can't touch. I need an assistant that I can pull up to your house. I can't have an assistant that I can't reach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing. So the elevation of it all. Okay. But we're going to handle it. We're going to do it. It's going to happen because y'all enjoy my content and I enjoy making content, and this is a business. And so there has to be growth, and with growth, there needs to be a team. There needs to be help. It needs to not just all be me. So I'm looking forward to figuring out how to handle and move forward with that. See, I not even like college interns, like not even that. Like, I needed to be people I can touch, people who I can trust, people who do this for a business, people who have, licenses that I can get snatched, like those types of things. And not that I would do that to somebody, without warrant, but I'm just saying I need for you to have something to lose if you try to fuck over my business. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the memberships we're going to figure out a way to transfer memberships. Either y'all are gonna, people who pay monthly, y'all just, as soon as the website goes up, cancel your shit on the other sites and move over, period. Okay, people who have done year hookups with me, those are a little bit more complicated. We're gonna figure that out. But y'all won't miss any content. I'll make sure of it. You have to get someone who's insured and bonded. Yes, Mocha Mima, you understand what I'm saying. Okay, a lot of platforms have it to where other people can access posting and other controls, but not access your actual profile. Okay, I like how that sounds too. See, y'all are giving me information. There are 534 people in the room. So before I get into today's messy ass topics, thank you everybody once again. We're actually almost to 91,000. We're like maybe 50 people away from 91,000. It's dope. It's really dope, the growth that's happening right now. I'm very appreciative of it. Long time coming. I've been doing this for like 11 years. And I want my fucking plaque. So there's that. So also, everyone, please. Was there music playing? Because it wasn't playing on my end. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all in the comments. I see y'all. I love y'all. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me preface this with saying that I kind of don't want to talk about this shit because I have a relationship with Tasha. When my channel went down, Tasha was one of the people that reached out to me to offer help. Okay? And she also threw me that shout out that I feel like is responsible for the push to more subscribers and more viewership at this point. Okay? None of that is lost upon me. I am grateful, but I'm a real person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm too fucking honest to not give y'all real tea on this subject matter. Okay? Real tea on this subject matter is back when all of this shit was happening, Tasha was not handling business the way she was supposed to be handling business. And maybe it's because she started out doing this as social media, and I started out coming from actual journalism, that I had a sense of integrity about the way I would handle the shit that I would talk about just off GP. And when you coming in on social media, this is all very new. People really did feel like they had the space and time to get up on social media and just say any fucking thing for clicks and views. And Tasha was one of those people. Tasha will get you in the nastiest, most salacious shit she could get you to come on her channel and hear her talk about whether it was true or not. And we all knew that. We knew that. Like, nobody was confused about that as far as I was concerned. Okay. And when the situation with Cardi happened, I kept saying, that is not right. That is not the way you handle that. You could not have known that girl had an STD legally unless you were talking to someone who is saying she gave it to them. But legally, there's no way you could know that. Another thing is, I'm a grown-ass woman. I've had STDs. The shit is not cute. The shit is not fun. It didn't make me a hoe. It didn't mean that I wasn't being careful with my body. It didn't mean any of that. It didn't mean I wasn't clean. It didn't mean any of that. It meant niggas like to take condoms off while they fucking you without telling you first. It means there are STDs and STIs that you don't even know you have until a decade later. So ultimately, I don't go about my life trying to make anybody, especially women, feel bad about what happens to us with our sex and how that affects us. Because a lot of us be out here, you know, with issues and problems in that area that have nothing to do with sex or decisions we've made. Okay? So I don't like doing that. I don't think that shit is cute in the first place. And I would never get online and talk about something like that. Like that was some shit to hype up. You know, that ain't cool to me, period. Always felt that way. Okay. So when the shit was happening, I was like, that's not the route. That ain't the way, sway. But what am I going to say? Tasha at this point has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers over me. What the fuck am I going to say? You know what I'm saying? And so I just, you know, hey, when she got shit that's popping and it's a good story and we feel like we can trust it, we go watch. When not, you know, you do you. I'm more power to you. I'm going to do me. Okay? Fast forward, the shit happens. Tasha reaches out, I believe by way of Quentin, because of my relationship with him. And I was like, wow, she didn't even have to do that. Because I have publicly said I didn't like the way she did shit. So she didn't have to do that. So I was like, okay, that made me look at her different. Then as time has gone on while she's been dealing with this shit, her stories have been more factual. She's been giving you real interviews. Like, you know, shit that's not just some random person talking shit about somebody. Like, it's starting to get where I feel like it should be. Okay. So, with seeing that growth, I am willing to say that I feel like I really hope this shit works out, that Cardi can get whatever she needs out the situation, but that Tasha is still able to move on in her life and be successful as a Black woman on this platform, doing this very new thing that is very difficult to do at a very high level. She does this at a very high level. And I feel like everybody makes mistakes, especially when you're doing something that there is no blueprint for. There was no how-to on how to become a content creator or a YouTuber or how to be successful at it. Not really. And yeah, you could use the shit that Wendy Williams did, but we always have to wonder, was that a good decision? The way Wendy handled her life? You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like Tasha, followed in those footsteps of get the story, get the viewership by any means necessary. That's just kind of not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that way. But Tasha was, you know what I'm saying? And that was to her benefit, because now Tasha is at 1 million subscribers on YouTube, a place I don't know if I will ever get. And honestly, a place that I don't need to get, to be very clear. Like, I'm good with being middle range on this shit. Y'all know me. People who y'all know me. These motherfucking networks know me. Okay. And ultimately, like, I'm respected in this space, and that's what matters to me. All of that other shit is come and go. Viewership, subscribers, people fucking with you, the shit is come and go. Okay. But ultimately, this is some new shit. We're all in it, figuring it out, trying to make our money, trying to do something that we have not seen people do when we were growing up. Okay. So I'm going to give Tasha the grace in that way, because I feel like ultimately Cardi B's lawyers are kicking your ass in court. And I don't need to beat up on you anymore than what this shit looks like. I just hope that ultimately, when it's all said and done, you still can maintain the lifestyle that you become accustomed to living while this is being handled. And Cardi feels as if there's been some retribution for somebody being extremely disrespectful online about her for really no other reason other than the fact that maybe you didn't like her because you felt like she didn't deserve to be in the space that she was in, or because you was just doing it so you could get your viewership up. Whichever the reason was, you know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, I always felt like the shit was out of pocket, period. Okay. So with that being said, coming from a YouTuber, okay, I'm going to read y'all the article on TMZ. Thank you, Nikisha Renee, for the super chat. We know Tasha, your girl, but we know you're going to keep it funky. Hate you had to address this because she holds you down. She real enough to understand. I think she is. I think she is. And I think she will also view this with the respect that I'm giving it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really not trying to come at her neck at all about this shit, because I do understand. I do understand what it feels like for this to be competitive, for you to feel like if I don't tell a story, whether it's true or not, somebody else gonna get the story first and then they gonna get all the viewership, and I'm trying to get this fucking money. Like, everybody should understand the space that somebody can be in about it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sawanda. Bondy, you always speak with integrity. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to. Tariq Moore, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Tiny for the Cash App. Hello, Bondi. Glad I caught the live, but kind of off topic where you review Love During Lockup and Married at First Sight. I'm already reviewing Love During Lockup. Y'all make sure y'all check out my Ratchet reality show reviews. Those are always like culmination of breakdowns. So like, it's a whole bunch of shows that I talk about, usually about 3, 4, depending on which shows are going on at the time, because I don't have time to keep splitting videos up and all of that type of stuff. So check out Ratchet Reality. But I did the first episode of Love During Lockup this past week. Married at First Sight, I don't know yet. I'm watching it. I actually watched episode 2 today. It's looking like it's gonna be good. I'll pick it up when it picks up. Thank you, Kavan, for the super chat, girl. I accidentally hit the dislike button and my heart dropped to the floor. Child, I'm sorry. It's okay. Just press the like button. You can switch it. It's not a big deal. I promise. I've done that before myself. Just, buttons on your phone, girl. It's all right. So let's go ahead and let me read this article. All right. So Cardi B says she wants to take her own life after seeing the alleged lies posted by a blogger who's now on trial in federal court. Cardi's lawsuit against the blogger Tasha K is now being tried in a federal courtroom in Georgia. And on Thursday morning, Cardi took the stand. She told the jury, "I wanted to commit suicide over the things Tasha was saying about her." Tasha made several video posts back in 2018 and 2019 about Cardi, claiming she had been a prostitute and had contracted multiple STIs, among many other things, which prompted Cardi's lawsuit. As we reported, Tasha didn't take it well when she was served with the papers. In court, Cardi also testified, "I felt defeated and depressed. I didn't want to sleep with my husband. This was all going down shortly after Offset and Cardi welcomed their first child." Culture, and Cardi told the court she felt like, "I didn't deserve my kid." Cardi's attorney asked asked her what she thought about Tasha after seeing the post, and she said, "I felt like only a demon could do that shit." The rapper actually apologized to the judge for swearing after that statement. Thank you, Amber, for the Cash App. She eventually broke down in tears after repeating the ordeal made her feel suicidal. Cardi is still on the stand and should be cross-examined by Tasha's attorney later Thursday. Story developing. I also heard that Tasha's husband owns the studio, owns the, everything that they do business wise. His name is on it. But when asked if there was a choice to take down some of these videos that Cardi was asking Tasha to take down, Tasha's husband said that it was up to Tasha whether those videos were taken down or not, which we all know is true. We all know that's true. I don't know if I feel like that's, throwing his wife under the bus. I don't think that's what that is. I think that they are trying to make sure that whatever happens, their family and their money can be as protected as it possibly can be in this situation, considering how much Cardi could possibly get from Tasha if she wins. And here's the thing. You can prove that somebody got online and said salacious things about you. Can you prove that it, kept you from making money is the question. And I believe that is the question that's, ultimately being asked in this case, right? Is if Cardi was losing out on anything because of the situation that Tasha K, created by, putting these stories out there. All of this emotional shit, yeah, that's emotional distress. Her complaint is against Kibi Studios too, right? It probably is. Y'all, I have not, found all of the paperwork and everything. I've just been watching videos of the man who was outside giving reporting on the testimony that was going inside the courtroom, because there aren't allowed any cameras. But I need to go follow him on Twitter so I can see his tweets as they're happening. Hey Devin, thank you for the super chat. How do you think this will affect bloggers and vloggers in the future, since this is really the first case where a celeb went after monetary damages for libel slander? Honestly, I feel like I don't think there really will be a change. I'm gonna tell you why there won't be a change. There won't be a change because ultimately people aren't supposed to get on public platforms and outright lie about somebody and think that they won't get sued. Like, that's why there's already libel, slander. That's why you can already go to court about these things, because it's already there. So I think what will end up happening is that YouTubers will have to be careful. We've already been being careful. Allegedly, Lee. Okay, shout out to Alex. Like, a lot of the times everyone will preface allegedly, and all of this, and it's gossip, and the understanding that we don't know if something is factual. We always have to, in some ways, insinuate that we don't know if something is a fact. Like, that's why I say I think a lot, okay? Because I said I think. I didn't say that's what happened. I said that's what I think. Okay? And I say it that way specifically so anybody that ever comes to me with anything I've said that was my opinion on something that I read. Now, I don't even, before, when I used to do Ish Talking back in the day, which was what BondyBlue show used to be, back in the day, those of y'all that have been here for a long time, Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah. It's talking. That's what this used to be. Back then, I would just talk. I would just know the stories that happened and tell y'all what happened. I would create notes, write stuff from the articles, but now I read y'all the articles from people's websites. That way, everybody knows the information that you are getting from BondyBlue is from somewhere else. Okay, that has put this shit on their website. So if you want to hold somebody responsible, hold a Jasmine brand responsible. That's why I got it. Hold TMZ responsible. That's why I got it. Hold Hip Hop Wired responsible. Hold Neighborhood Talk. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's not just so people can hold them responsible. It's also so that we can all continue to make money and support each other in what we do. Because ultimately, everybody, adds something to this circle. Everybody adds something to this circle, from the bloggers that give commentary on it, like myself, to the people that are reporting it, like it's news on Instagram, girl. Like to the celebrities that's doing the bullshit, to, the people that's making money from the money that we make. This is a cycle, okay? This is a situation where everybody's making their money. So I'm going to cite my sources and let y'all know where I got it from for a plethora of reasons, other than the fact that I got A's in English in every class that I've ever taken. And one thing you've always had to do is cite your sources. And if that's why I have gotten very clear about it, as I've started to do this longer, and as things have started to happen, specifically like the Tasha K. Cardi B situation, we going to read what these motherfuckers say. Okay? And it did seem like it was a part of that Nicki versus Cardi situation where people like to pick sides. I was online arguing with somebody this morning about Nicki. Let's go ahead and talk about that. Where's my? I thought I had a graphic from that, and maybe I deleted it. I did. I think I did delete it. Y'all, why I still got this in here though? Y'all tell Tammy I love her, because I'm still laughing about this. Okay, you don't say it either, motherfucker. Okay, listen, I love this because I am a hold the joint in your mouth while you talk to a motherfucker type person. Like, hold up, y'all. Let me get y'all a little picture right quick, so we don't have to talk about a subject matter without knowing. We're also going to talk about Real World, because I watched Real World, y'all. The last episode, the homecoming episode. I mean, this last homecoming episode, I watched it. And I have some thoughts on that. So we're going to talk about that as well. But let me get y'all this graphic right quick, because I don't like talking about shit without us, having a benchmark for the subject matter. It makes it easier to time code shit later on. Okay, so just give me a second. Make sure y'all like the video. If you are new to my channel, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Have you told your people about me? Have you told your people about me? Is a better question, okay? Have you? All right. Have you helped? Have you helped me get to 100,000? Ask yourself that, okay? You're sitting in here watching me talk. Ask yourself, have you helped me get to 100,000 by telling somebody, not just by being here yourself? Even though I appreciate that greatly. Okay, this is me talking while I am making graphics as to continue to entertain y'all, even though I am multitasking like a motherfucker. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Look, don't even have my little thing up here because I'm fucking up. That's all right. This is what's most important. She looks really good in this picture. So, Nicki Minaj continues to make headlines this week. The New York rapper was just dropped from a lawsuit alleging that she harassed and intimidated her husband's sexual assault victim, Jennifer Huff. Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, was convicted in 1995. Okay, convicted in 1995 for the attempted R of Huff. In the harassment lawsuit, Huff alleged that Nicki Minaj and her husband tried to force her to recant the R allegations made towards Petty. A lot of y'all online want to argue with me about this woman's story changing. And the thing they sent to me, child, I love how y'all cut little 10-second clips of what somebody is saying and then send that to me like that's supposed to prove something. Where's the rest of it? Don't send me no fucking 10-second clip. Send me the whole clip, since y'all want to tell me what I know. Okay, since y'all want to tell me about a story that I've been following for the past 2-3 years now, go ahead and send me a real fucking link on when that lady changed her story instead of a 10-second clip of you using semantics to try to prove a point that you can't prove. The lady said that they did not directly threaten her. Okay, and what that means is you hire do dirt niggas to do dirt. Everybody knows that, allegedly. Thank you, Kim. Allegedly. Allegedly. But this is the reason why you send dirt niggas to do these things, so that when somebody tries to hold you accountable for it, they really can't, because they can't really prove it. Just because you can't prove something doesn't mean it didn't happen. A lot of shit happens all the time without any physical proof of it. Do you know when this became an issue for me? When Nicki decided to get on Queen Radio and talk about that woman's age and say they were in a relationship and tried to make it seem as if the original assault was not what it was. That is when I had a problem. Do you know why I had a problem with that? Because Nicki Minaj was not there. She was not there. So you are taking the opinion of yet another man, i.e. her brother, which I told y'all, I wasn't even mad that she paid for her brother's lawyer fees, because you want to make sure that your people get a fair shake in court. And if they go down, they go down. But ultimately, we all know that you're a male identified, ignorant ass. I'm sorry. She is. She is. You know why she's ignorant? Because she's so fucking smart, but she still wants to depict a certain ignorant demeanor to people because she thinks it matters that y'all, fear her in some way. And then when she's around different people, then she switches it to the I'm intelligent and artsy, which is the real her is theater. The real her is theater. The real her is acting, it's posturing, it's perpetrating. It's talented and as amazing as she is. And you don't have to know that I'm a fan to know that I know her history and that I know she started out in theater. You don't have to know my history to know that I know Nicki Minaj. Don't do me. Because a lot of y'all feel like because people see her for her stunts and her shows that we don't fuck with her. No, bitch. I know the words to a lot of her songs. I bought a lot of albums. I streamed a lot of songs. I still stream a lot of songs. As problematic as she is, she's one of my favorite people to listen to. Okay? Especially when I'm in a mood. Y'all looking ass niggas. What? Real niggas that be moving weight in them villas. Don't play with me. Musically, a lot of the time, I fuck with her. But she got online and she tried to dress down the story of a young woman from 1995 so that people would think that her gutter, jailbird ass husband isn't the bad guy that he is. That's aggravating. That's aggravating. Thank you. I have to stop calling them the Mrs. Steal Your Girl arms now that Trey Songz has become so problematic. I've been saying that for years, and now I feel like I can't say it. Okay. This situation is upsetting to me. On Wednesday, Jennifer Huff's attorney filed the motion of voluntary dismissal with no specific reason given. A lot of y'all think that's because it's not true. The dismissal only pertains to Nicki Minaj, though. While the lawsuit against Kenneth Petty is still ongoing, Jennifer's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, said the case was voluntarily dismissed as to Nicki in New York. The case against Kenneth is ongoing. As any further concerning Nicki, stay tuned. Okay, following the dismissal, Nicki Minaj attorney, Judd Bernstein, okay, child, that sounds like somebody that wins fucking cases, allegedly sent an email to Huff's attorney slamming the lawsuit. According to reports, Bernstein wrote, as I told you during our one virtual meeting, Nicki would never pay a dime to your client. I was correct. You ultimately were forced to surrender without you or your client receiving a penny. Inexcusably wasted my time and her money over the past 3 months. In my point of view, your conduct in pursuing this case against Nicki represents the worst of our legal system. Bottom-feeding lawyers who pursue frivolous actions against a celebrity, assuming that they will pay off if they throw up enough dirt. just the beginning of Nicki's and my efforts to make you pay for your disgraceful conduct with both money and, if the court recommends it, disciplinary sanctions. So does that mean that y'all are going to try to put the assault victim in jail because she tried to sue y'all for sending dirt niggas around to her house a few times? Here's my thing about this, y'all. That lawyer, that's a damn good lawyer. Nicki has a lot of money. Jennifer Huff doesn't have a lot of money. Jennifer Huff has had to move, as far as she has said, allegedly, has had to move her life several times because of the things that have been happening with this situation. That started when Nicki Minaj decided that she wanted to marry a man that's on a sex offenders registry. What, like, and the lady didn't want money because if she, like, here's my thing. This is why I don't think she wanted the money. I don't think she wanted the money. I think she wanted people to know who she was so that if something happened to her, y'all would know what happened. And a lot of times, the only times people really give a fuck or pay attention is when somebody takes their ass on television, hires a lawyer, and gets somebody to defend their better interests. Usually the only time you can make people leave you alone or give a fuck enough to, you know, to back up off you. Like, honestly, she might have not wanted the money. She might have just wanted to make a big fuss so that if anything further happens to her, she can then revert back to, I told y'all this is what they were doing. Because there was a long time, y'all. There was a very long time when that lady was just saying this, like, to anybody who would listen to her, just because she wanted them to leave her alone. She didn't want to show her face. At first, she didn't say her name. Then over time, we heard her voice. But she had been saying, they won't leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. It wasn't until recently that this became, all right, then I'm going to sue you for some money. No, it means the attorney representing the plaintiff acted against his professional code of ethics and should be sanctioned or lose his license. Ooh. Listen, I'm not a lawyer, y'all. I'm not. But I also feel like her dropping the charges against Nicki doesn't mean it wasn't happening. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean that it wasn't happening. Just means Nicki has a lot of money. Like, a better lawyer. Okay? Like, a lot of times, y'all black people kill me because Nicki will sit up there and use, oh, black men go to jail and he was a subject of his circumstance and he changed his life around. You'll use all of that bullshit to your advantage. But you will forget that being a poor person is the reason why a lot of rich people get away with things. It's because poor people don't have the money to fight in a way that rich people can fight. So a lot of the times they have to just let shit go. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen. But what I did see, which I found was reprehensible, was her get online and try to change the facts of what happened between Jennifer and Kenneth so that everybody would stop seeing Kenneth the way they did. It was so that she could change the narrative about him to make it easier for them to move around in life, because it's hard to move around with a man who's an convicted sex offender. It's hard. Hard. You can't move into certain neighborhoods. You can't travel as easy as you wanted to. Yeah, called her a white woman. Tried to act like because she may have been 16 and he was 15, like that made a difference. Y'all know that when you're 15 and 16, a boy that is 15 is still stronger than a girl that is 16. What the fuck are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about here? She got on Queen Radio because I heard her and said all of those things about this case, and you were not there. There was no way you could know these things. The only thing is that you were listening to a man that's already been in jail for manslaughter. And that's not to say street shit ain't street shit. But ultimately, you can't trust nothing that he tells you. Not when it comes to shit like that. Stop it. Stop it. So to me, when she did that shit, that said enough for me to believe thereafter that you probably did send people to harass her. Allegedly. You probably did. Probable. You probably did. You probably did make her feel. I mean, why was she friends with Ra Ali? Because I was just in there and I was watching YouTube, and after the video I was watching went off, it did like, an auto to play Love and Hip Hop when Remy and Ra Ali were friends. Y'all remember that? When Remy first came back from jail and Ra Ali was her friend? Ain't that funny how Ra Ali was Remy's friend first, then became Nicki's friend. Now I don't even think that her and Nicki are cool like that. But see, Ra Ali is a do dirt bitch. I don't know if y'all know this. You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. I just finished watching a scene where this grown-ass woman that allegedly has businesses and is acting, always talking in this soft voice and trying to act like, she's so above it all. She's always, y'all, Ra Ali is always pretending like she's above some shit, right? And then she'll go and bust some girl in the head who wasn't even paying attention to her and then go and get her car. Oh, I'm fine, babe. I mean, she said it was on site. I just, she said it was on site. Bitch, you like 30-something years old and you still out in the streets fighting in clubs? Papoose didn't even want Remy to be friends with Ra Ali because she's the type of person that's going to constantly keep you in bullshit because that's what she's on. So fast forward to Nicki being friends with Ra Ali. And when I tell you that you already friends with a do dirt bitch, it's not far-fetched to believe that you got do dirt niggas that go and do dirt for you. I'm sorry, y'all. My brain works too quick for me to believe, some of this bullshit. Nicki went to Come On LaGuardia, okay, performance at allegedly famed school. Who's who of entertainment world went to that school. Thank you, Jay Jersey, for the super chat. And I remember because I have seen many a documentary on my girl because I loved it hurt. Okay. Tina Marie, thank you for the super chat. My question is, what else has Nicki bought her way out of? Child, rich people buy themselves out of all kind of problems. All kind of problems. Yes, exactly. This right here. Once they had that child, it was cool for him to have whatever restrictions he had. But see, once they had that child and it became difficult for them to do things and you got to worry about the kid going to school and all of that type of shit. Come on, y'all. Come on. Like 1 + 1 = 2. Like it to me, it sounds like some shit somebody with money would do. Try to buy their way out of having to, continue being responsible for this shit. All right, come on, 1.3 in the chat. Y'all like this video and stop playing with me. Okay, so that's all. Kevin Civil, listen, don't even continue to bring up more people that do. Listen. Karen Civil bought Nicki out of a lot of foolishness, child. Thank you, Devin, for the super chat. Did you watch Jamie video about Kris Jenner? No, I did not. Y'all, I don't care about Kris Jenner. So I didn't watch it probably because I don't care about her. But I'll check it out later. I'll check it out when I'm done. So y'all, Wendy. Y'all, let's talk about the old girl with Wendy Williams. Okay, what's going on, Wendy? So let's see. Where does it start? Okay. Wendy Williams was having a particularly rough time last May. New reports reveal, according to Yahoo Life, while filming the Wendy Williams show from her home as the COVID-19 pandemic was peaking, the 57-year-old had too much to drink and began stripping down and touching herself in an inappropriate way in front of concerned bystanders. What was she drinking? The article notes that the mother of one previously spent some time at a sober house in 2019, but when her team noticed her unusual behavior the next year, they called her manager to come to check on her. Upon arrival, they found an intoxicated Williams who, after putting on quite the show for onlookers, child, not onlookers, left them with no option but to call 911. After the call was made, the New Jersey-born broadcaster allegedly became even more belligerent and was ultimately hospitalized for weeks as her show went on hiatus. At the time of her hospitalization, a statement was released claiming that it was due to complications with her Graves' disease. Recently, Wendy has been dealing with symptoms from her Graves' disease, which is causing fatigue. In consultation with her doctor and as a precautionary measure, she will continue to take the time off. That's what they told us. Sources informed The Sun that the entertainer does not want to associate with anybody who was at her house that day, with another adding that everyone knows not to get too close to Wendy. They also mentioned that being in her life will backfire, and when it does, you'll get burned. What does that mean? Over the past few months, plenty of rumors about Williams have surfaced in the media, with some speculating that she's suffering from severe dementia, although her younger brother Tommy has shut down those claims. I believe Tasha K was one of the people that reported that, right? That she may be having some early onset dementia going on. Y'all listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Wendy. I don't. And I'm not going to pretend that I do. We all know that Wendy has Graves' disease, and we all know that persistent long use of alcohol and drugs creates issues in the body within itself. I feel like mentally, Wendy Williams is somebody that really should be talking to a therapist a couple of times a week, if not a few. And it's been like that for a while. And I think should have been handling her mental stability. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I believe I believe that something is going on with her memory. I believe that something is going on with her physically. And I believe that it's both due to sickness, and I think it's also due to the drug and alcohol use over the years. Hey, what's going on, Tammy? Wendy is very stubborn. Wendy is stubborn. She keeps people at arm's length. She doesn't let anybody in. She doesn't receive any help. The funny thing about it is, this reminds me of Whitney. And it's so funny because everybody thought that Wendy was clout chasing when she was on air crying when Whitney died, because they felt like she had dragged Wendy in the media when she was talking about Whitney and Bobby's drug use and everything that was going on with them on the radio. But the truth of the matter is, Wendy probably saw herself in Whitney very clearly, very loudly. And the tears were probably her feeling like, oh my God, that can be me. And if you remember, Wendy cleaned it up. Like, Wendy got better with her wigs, got better with her makeup. Like, a lot of things changed for Wendy, to me, in those years thereafter. But I think that when people have substance abuse issues, when they have mental and emotional issues that they don't know how to resolve, that they don't know how to deal with, I think their issues come back up. I think they do well for a little while, and then those issues come back up. And then they get themselves back together, and then the issues come back up. But I think as people get older, their bodies start to break down, because years and years of drug and alcohol use will do that to your body. Excuse me, especially not the drugs that Wendy was doing. Wendy was a cocaine user. You know what I'm saying? On top of the alcohol, that shit does damage over the years. And I think that that's the same thing that's happened with Wendy. I've seen family members, their mental stability deteriorates once they've been using drugs for years, especially if they've been using drugs because they already had some type of mental issue that they did not want to get checked out. They didn't have the wherewithal, the mindset. Y'all know how Black people feel, So I feel like Wendy just has a lot going on. I think the divorce was extremely detrimental for her, because she didn't have anybody else but Kevin. Even if it wasn't perfect, he was her person. And to look now at the situation for what it is, which is that he was always using you. He probably never really loved you, because how could he if he could treat you like this now? How could he if he could turn around and throw in your face this other woman, the baby he's having with the other woman, the ring he bought the bitch with your money? Like, I think all of that is a lot on any person, on any woman. And I think on top of everything else, people don't like Wendy because of everything. Her show is not canceled, I don't believe. I believe other people are doing her show for her. I don't know if she can make her way back to TV, but I would like to see her make her way back to health. And I'm gonna pray that that happens for her, because I feel like the way she handled her career may not have always been the best, but it is definitely the blueprint for which a lot of us commentators and bloggers and YouTubers and, you know, people who talk about the things that happen in a gossip, you know, entertainment realm. We have a respect for Wendy because we realize that, you know, if it were not for her and the way she handled herself in the good ways and in some of the bad ways, a lot of us would not be able to get up here and do what we do and have all of y'all want to come and see us talk about these same fucking stories that are, you know, going through the internet and everybody's talking about them. You know what I'm saying? So we all have an appreciation for her, but I also feel like some things are on just a basic person, on a basic human level. Wendy needs to take care of herself. Wendy needs to have people around her that love her, but that really is all banked on if Wendy will receive it. Because like I said, a lot like Whitney, y'all never want to receive the real love and the help that y'all need. Y'all, you know, y'all don't. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you feel like you don't deserve it secretly. You know, a lot of people have said a lot of bad things about Wendy. And as a person that a lot of the times will not read comments because I don't want to read anything fucked up about myself, because nobody feels like going through that emotionally, you have to wonder if there is some underlying like guilt or negative feelings about herself because of what everybody has said about her, because of how they feel about the things she's done in her career. You know, and people say all these things, and then you got your own fucking husband doing you the way he did her, then her mom passes away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot going on. The issues with the brother and, you know, trying to be there for her son. I just feel like it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'ma just pray. I'ma just pray for her, and that there's some, I'ma pray that if Wendy does, you know, expire sooner than later, that whenever she does, it's happily. That's what I will pray for. I will pray that whatever happens, that when that lady closes her eyes at the end of her life, her last breath is a joyful one instead of one of loneliness, sadness, or anger, or any of those negative feelings that I feel like can happen when somebody is by themselves all the time. You know, in a headspace of all of the negative things, you know, the Kevin, the what people have to say online, the, you know, all the physical things, because being sick is depressing as well. So I just pray for her psyche, and I pray that eventually she gets better as a person and just is happy, because that's really all anybody could ask for in this life, is just to be fucking happy, bro. Like, everything else is extra. So let me see if there's anything else going on my Instagram before we go ahead and head out. Um, okay. So I did see that the girls were fighting. I saw the girls were fighting, you guys. I saw that Tasha K and Dr. Heavenly were going at each other online a little bit about this Ariane interview. Um, Honestly, I feel like it's stunts and shows. Like, it is nothing for anybody to get upset about. Y'all know that I love me some Dr. Heavenly with her crazy ass. I love her. And she's hilarious. And honestly, I would love to see you interview Ariane. You said you wouldn't because of Mel, but I also feel like Mel is not one of those people that, you know, really want to stop people from making a check like that. And I feel like if you want to interview the girl, you should have her on, because I would really love to see how that interview goes. I would really love to see how that interview goes. Thank you, Makai, for the super chat. Hey, Bondi, I definitely feel like if Wendy looked differently, the hate she gets from men in the industry wouldn't exist. Yeah. And I think that her growing up with that insecurity her entire life is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you for reminding me. Thank you so much for reminding me. Okay. So y'all, let's talk about real world. So I watched the last episode, and David decided to go home, just as he did in 1993, even though last time it was not his decision. Okay. Y'all, something's wrong with David. Something is wrong with David. And when you see the difference between David in the fucking 90s wearing the Malcolm X jerseys and talking about black people getting a fair shake. And we fast forward to him now, you know, spouting out these ignorant things and allowing for Tammy to be the only black person, you know, defending black people in that house. It made me feel like David's psyche is weak. David's spirit and mind are weak. And I don't mean that to like fuck over him or anything. But what I mean by that is, y'all, when people have been beaten down so much in life, there are a couple of things going on. But when somebody has been beaten down so much in life, the way I feel like David feels like he's been beat down in life, you can't carry the weight of the racism shit. The weight of the racism shit, the strength that it takes to have these conversations with people, to have these interactions with people where they are outwardly offending you and making you feel uncomfortable. And white people don't even know that when we are by ourselves with you people in numbers, we often fear for our safety slightly. Even if we don't really, you know, think anything's going to happen. If I was Tammy in that house with all of those people, even with the cameras and everything being around, it would be exhausting and tired to be the only black woman standing up and saying what black people are feeling and saying. It's tiring. And I feel like David doesn't have the strength to do it. So he's going to take the easy way out. He's going to Uncle Tom tap dance his way out of the situation and put the blame on Tammy and act like Tammy was wrong. And, you know, Tammy was so wrong for holding them accountable. No, David, she was not. She was not. She's just stronger than you, and you're mad about it. And you've always been mad at the fact that you felt Tammy was receiving something that you weren't. You felt like people took Tammy's side back when you snatched the covers off of Tammy. And that was the issue from the very beginning, because I think it created a victimization inside of David. So David has been holding on to all of this entire time, right? We get here, everybody is apologizing. I feel like they shouldn't have been apologizing to him, because ultimately, yes, the situation is fucked up, but you have a responsibility in it. You did something that you perceived as funny, and it was not. And honestly, if he would have went and talked to those three women when they were sitting at that table and gave them the respect of saying, y'all, I'm sorry, I have been drinking. I didn't mean for it to come off that way. I would never do anything to hurt y'all. Tammy, I was just joking. You were laughing. I didn't understand in the moment that it was upsetting you in that way, but now I do. And I'm very sorry. I would never do anything like that again. And I would never do anything to hurt y'all. I'm sorry I exposed myself to y'all. I was drunk. I was tripping. I was wilding. I'm sorry. If he would have came down to those women in 1993 and said that shit, I feel like everybody would have let David stay in the house. But because David wanted to dictate the terms of the way he had conversations with these women, first of all, you can't ask women who you've made feel uncomfortable in that way if y'all can have a conversation privately. No, you can't talk to me privately, you crazy ass nigga. Don't you understand that my issue with you is that I don't feel safe around you now? That's what you don't understand that? All he had to do was come down and apologize, but he could not do that because back then it seemed like David just refused to take responsibility for anything. I hate that he was labeled an artist, but at the same time, nobody called him that. Nobody called him that. And I really do feel like had he not exposed his genitals to Irene, she would not have said, and I will pick up the phone and call the police and yell R. She would not have done that if he did not expose himself to her. And he did. And everybody didn't talk about that. Tammy didn't even talk about that in her reviews. Tammy does really great reviews on the show, you guys. I cannot wait to see her review of this last episode. But he did not grow. I feel like because he was labeled an artist and everybody felt like that was fucked up, he was able to see himself as a victim. For the past 30 years of his life, he has seen himself as a victim and that they did something to him. So now he's back in the house and he can't be held accountable for blowing fucking weed smoke in people's face without him feeling like they're trying to make a moment. They're trying to make him seem away. Nigga, I just asked you to not blow weed in my face. Is that like really? Really? They couldn't even ask him to do something as simple as not blow smoke in their face without him jumping off the fucking ledge. He is not well. He's not well. Yeah, they know. White Beth S. Is that what it is? Is it Beth S and Beth? Whatever the Beth is who was a lesbian back in the day, I fucking love her. I liked her. I ain't gonna lie. What a lesbian Beth. If I would have been in 93, I probably would have tried to get with lesbian Beth in 93. She was really cute. She had a cute little haircut and shit. I was like, well, all right, you know, white, fuck it, I need white fish in 93 was cute. And you know, as an older woman having Beth A, okay, it was Beth A. All right, Beth A and Beth S. Beth S was the one who was trying to keep the cover on Tammy and all of that. Beth S got shit with her. She a white woman, so she got her Karen shit with her. But ultimately, I feel like she like nobody was really trying to call him that. But honestly, I feel like thank you. All Beth said was that's just like an artist by not understanding when someone says no, which is true. Exactly, y'all. When they were having that argument in the hallway, I totally understood what she was saying. And I agreed with what she was saying because what he was saying did sound like that. What he was saying did sound like that. And then on top of that, they also said, and I really wish Tammy would expound upon what she meant, because Beth wasn't the only one that said that he was touching them or had done things besides the pulling the cover off that was like a culmination of things. Because I saw Tammy say he had touched her in other ways that made her feel a way before that. I wish that she would talk about that, because I feel like a lot of it was our culture. Not our culture, y'all. Our culture, okay? Y'all know what I mean by our culture, right? Okay, grape juice culture. Grape culture. I'm gonna say grape culture, okay? The way things were being handled, basically, and the way he felt like he could still do that. Beth did it, Bondi. She called him an artist back in the day and carrying the fuck out the situation. If it was up to him, Tammy, they would have squashed it. I know they probably would have, and she probably did amp that situation up because she is a Karen. And it was probably greatly her responsibility and why he could not stand her while they were on the show. She couldn't even have a simple conversation. Like, he was blowing that smoke in her face on purpose. He was. Because David, even though he sat there and cried and said he forgave everybody when they apologized to him, he then turned around and basically made them pay for everything they had done beforehand in every interaction that they had with him. Okay? Yes, David had been making the ladies uncomfortable. He did. Lesbian Beth needs to teach a seminar on for Karens. She does. She was incredible. She was incredible from the moment she got up to comfort Tammy when Tammy was talking about the body dysmorphia and nobody else did. Like, believe heavy drugs drinking. Listen, I said that I thought that David had done drugs over the years, and everybody wanted to argue with me and was talking about, no, he hasn't done drugs. Well, he has a drinking problem for sure. And that can be just as bad. Okay, that alcohol can be just as bad because people don't feel like it's a drug. They feel like they're okay to just be drinking all day. But he is nonsensical, y'all. When Tammy was trying to have a conversation with him and he was running through the house screaming and hollering at everybody instead of just having a conversation like a grown-ass man, something is wrong with him. And I also feel like I am wondering what he has taught his daughter. His daughter seems like you probably raised that girl to be extremely problematic. Probably think she the shit because she biracial, because you've bucked her head up about that, because you're a colorist. I feel like the Wayans brothers was making fun of him when they remember y'all remember he the black guy who was all into. He was Hotep, oh, my beautiful brown sister, my, beautiful Nubian sister. Can you tap that white girl that's standing right? Oh, yes, my milk of magnesia. He's one of those. In the 90s, you were all black man, black power and shit, and then go and get your white girls. And then today you're talking about Tammy's wig and how your daughter got hair all up and down her back. Like, we read those subtle cues very well around here, okay? And all of those subtle cues tell me that you probably taught your daughter she doesn't have to be accountable because she's a biracial pretty girl with hair down her back. Because I didn't like the conversation that his daughter was having with him because I think a lot of what he has expressed to his daughter has been from the standpoint of these people did something to my father. These people tried to make my black father feel like he was an artist just because da 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 da. Ain't they though, Keenan? Not Damon. Not Damon. I don't think Marlon either. I think Marlon and Damon both have been with black women. But either way, David is just nothing has when in 1993 Tammy said, I don't think David has learned anything. I think he'll be the same. When I tell you that lady was right, you were right. David blames the cast for his lack of career when really it's the fact that he's impossible to work with. He doesn't take any accountability. You can tell. You can tell. I'm going to tell you why. People hated Tammy more. David was able to go and work with Dave Chappelle and be on the Dave Chappelle show as a writer after. Okay? After. So it wasn't like he wasn't out here making his money. Tammy, on the other hand, had to struggle and go back on fucking food stamps after her marriage with Kenny dissolved. And then she had to go and be on Basketball Wives and be the brunt of jokes and then had to act like the angry black woman. Okay? I mean, she didn't have to, but that's what she did. And I feel like they used that to their advantage to make that show pop, bringing her on that show. Because I think it was Shawnee's attempt to stay up here while having drama that's down here so that you can pull everybody to your show. And her friendship with Tammy, I feel like, was one of perpetration, where you were trying to act like you were really friends with her because you knew that she would be a great pull to your show. And you brought her on a show with somebody that your rich girlfriends can make fun of, but maybe y'all can pretty her up, have her on the show so that she can bully the other girls, you know what I'm saying? And then she'll be the villain while you get to act like, you're the executive producer that's above it all. Right. Like Tammy was homeless. Right. Tammy was on welfare. Tammy went through a lot after what happened. And when we get 30 years later and Tammy is on television shows and is acting for real, okay, and ending up back on this show, and then we see David not able to take accountability, can't have a conversation, nervous wreck, can't stop smoking, can't stop drinking, obviously not healthy. Even though, Tammy, I really, really wish you didn't still have that body image issue. And I know you do, but I really wish that you didn't. Just saying. I really wish that you didn't. And I'm not going to say nothing else after that because I really do love you. And I feel like I know you watch me enough that I don't want to offend you. But I really wish that you did not feel that way about your body. But ultimately, you are doing Tammy's doing extremely well for herself. I'm very happy for her. I'm glad she was able to turn the narrative around for herself in a positive way. I love her on Miss Pat show. When I tell you I love her on Miss Pat show, I'm waiting for that to come back. Yes, David also had that car accident. Actually, he had this miraculous revival of that, right? Because that only happened a couple of weeks before the show or a couple of months before the show. He had that big gash in his head. So don't get me wrong, but I feel like that has nothing to do with why David is the way he is. David is the way he is because that's the way David is. Because when you watch him in 1993 before that, his attitude and the way he was erratic back then. He would be screaming on people and acting crazy back then. It's just worse now because he's older and he probably doesn't have the strength to hide it, with jokes and shit the way he used to. He doesn't even try to be funny now. And all Tammy has to do is show up as the woman she is at this point. And to me, that should let you know how those scenarios actually played out. Tammy went on to eventually pick herself up and do what she needed to do for herself. If you ask me, Tammy did provoke him. When did she provoke him? Which time? She can't help it, but she's coping and sharing. I know. It just makes me sad. It just makes me a little sad. Because I remember when she had a little bit more weight on her And, you know, I just always felt like she was just so beautiful. There was a softness to her when she had a little bit more weight on her. But like I said, I didn't want to say that because I don't like to say, you know, how I feel about her body don't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? How she feel about her body is what matters. And I just want her to be happy in that. And, you know, not see a 300-pound person when she looks in the mirror because you look 90 pounds. Okay. Yeah, okay. I wonder if the body image issues returned after being on reality TV again because she was thicker when she right. And I'm wondering if seeing herself on television made her like pick herself apart, and that makes me sad too. But either way, I'm just happy to see that everything has turned around for her. But to me, it doesn't even matter. David is unstable. And I think that a lot of y'all always want to look at things like it's him versus her. But really, what I'm saying is Tammy mentally is healthy, was able to communicate her feelings, was able to have conversations with people. Still, she's herself, but she was able to have conversations and communicate her feelings in a way that was not counterproductive. She even talked about the body dysmorphia, which we all know is extremely hard for her to do. So at the end of the day, Tammy has grown as a person, the way she's handled her children being gay. Okay, because I feel like it's the feminine one that came out, but that other one is bisexual. I remember her saying that, and I've been saying she was gay, child. Oh, Jazz. I've been saying Jazz was gay, but Jazz say she bisexual. I said, okay, Jazz. Okay. But you know, it's fine. But either way, Tammy had to grow a lot as a person. And I feel like when I see somebody actually being different versus talking bullshit, that's what I like to see. And so David is somebody that I feel like has not really made those changes in his life. And you can tell because every confrontation that he had, he handled it badly. Every confrontation that he handled it like a man that cannot have a civilized conversation without trying to victimize himself. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like every time somebody said something, I'm a victim. Why are you saying things to me? I'm a victim. You weren't a victim in 93. Not really. Not really, sir. I'm going to just go ahead and tell y'all that in real life, if a man on the street exposes his genitals to you, you can call the police on him and have him arrested. You can. Right. She wired her mouth shut as a diet on the show. That shit is crazy. Every time I see that clip of them wiring her teeth shut, I'm like, ugh. You know, just because of the teeth thing. David is lost and he's not interested in being found. This right here. Okay. And as far as the other people on the show, y'all know how I am about these things. I think John is sweet. I appreciate the lesbian Beth and her son, her trans son coming on the show. It's just sometimes it'd be so hard because it's like, child, if you don't look like the cutest little teenager, I'ma let it go. But I appreciated that conversation because I feel like as a bisexual woman, it is so hard for us to understand not liking being a woman because of how much we appreciate being women and how much we appreciate other women. So it's very, very hard, I believe. And I saw myself in Beth when she was having that conversation with her daughter, with her son. Y'all, I'm sorry. But I'm thinking about how the young man looked, okay? And the young man looked very cute, okay? So it was just hard. It's hard for me to, and that's why I was like, it must be hard in real life. But I also want, you know, the trans youth to understand that is a huge transition for people to make. And I understand it's even huger for you, but you got to understand, like, if somebody pushed you out their body, it's hard for them to not see you the way they have always seen you. You know what I'm saying? But I did love the conversation. I love how Beth expressed that it was difficult for her, but she still wanted to be there for her son. She still wanted to show support to her son. You know what I mean? It was just because it's a tough conversation. It's tough subject matter. I am wondering how everybody's going to feel in about 30 or 40 years about this and if they will still have those same feelings. Because honestly, sometimes I wonder if the reason why trans people feel the way they feel is because of the way society sees gender versus actually feeling like they don't like their bodies. Like, I wonder about like the psychology of it. And it's not in a disrespectful way, y'all. I just actually wonder sometimes, like, do you actually hate the body that you're in, or do you just hate the assignment that people have given you because of the body that you're in? You know, just conversations, y'all, you know. But I really did love that they were talking about that, and that Beth was expressing that it was difficult, but she still needed to be a good parent, you know. I love that Tammy was last too. I love that Tammy was last too. And Tammy got to call Reggie and say, baby, I'll see you in a few, because he was at the hotel around the corner. Child, I'm still not mad, and I still don't like the way they tried to make it seem like Tammy was wrong for having Reggie come to her aid. No, a man tells me he's going to physically harm me, I'm calling my fucking husband. And I don't care how anybody feels about it. We're not in 1993. We're not singles. I do come as a, you know, I do come with a partner. I do come with another person that handles my lightweight. I'm sorry, but as a man and woman, we all have our roles, and it's why we're one. It's because we both have roles that we do for the other person. Okay. And as a man, when you are the strong man that you're supposed to show up to make other men respect your wife, because otherwise they will not. David's punk ass only understands another man pressing him. He's not going to respect it coming from a woman. But Reggie needed to come up around there looking for him in order for David to go and sit his ass in a corner, because David was going to keep pulling that I'm on the phone with somebody while talking all of this shit that I'm going to do to Tammy shit. I'm going to snatch that wig. That shit not funny. We're grown. That shit not funny. My husband's here. Now what's up? John telling him like he didn't know. John knew Reggie came all up and through that house looking for his ass. David knew because his ass was on the beach waiting for Reggie to leave. And the producers gave him the perfect excuse to go run his ass away from Reggie's accountability. My husband's supposed to handle my lightweight. The fuck is we talking about? I'm never supposed to have to physically defend myself against another man when I'm walking around with somebody's ring on my finger. The fuck I look like? The fuck I look like? That lady did exactly what she was supposed to do. And everybody that got a problem with it, that's on you. That's your problem. Your kids were okay, Beth. The other Beth, didn't nobody care? Go in your room, bitch. Like, sitting up there talking about Tammy was wrong. Irene, shut up. Sitting up there talking about Tammy was wrong for calling her husband. The fuck? No, she wasn't. As soon as she felt like shit could get physical, Reggie, baby, come by. Niggas on one. Thank you. Click. Like, what? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. I don't know what the rules are in your household with your punk ass husband. Okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But another thing is that white women don't often get put in situations like that, because that black man would have never came up to none of you white women like that, because y'all have y'all whiteness to protect y'all. Black women always, not always, but a lot of times black women either need a gun or another black man to protect them from other black men, because black men who want to disrespect or harm a black woman don't understand confrontation and conversation. They're going to disrespect the black woman. They're going to take it to that level, to that fit, because they're going to, if they can't fight you verbally, they're going to threaten you physically. And because a woman knows that 9 times out of 10, she's not going to be able to fight a man, no, you call your man for him. Because when I was trying to keep this shit verbally, you wanted to take it to some threatening, to some physical threats. So now I'm calling my husband. Reggie did what he was supposed to do. Reggie showed up to protect his wife. That's what he was supposed to do. Period. And I'm glad that it didn't get to a level where the police were called or anything like that, because that's not what I wanted. I wanted Reggie to show up and just have a conversation with David. I didn't want David's ass to get beat because we all know David wasn't gonna win no fight against no motherfucking Reggie talking all of that shit. Nigga, you were going to cower like the bitch that you are. I'm sorry. You were a bitch in 1993 and you're a bitch now. You one of them niggas that do all of that yang, 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 and they got all this extra vitriol and they got all this extra anger and fire behind their ass when they talking to a woman. But when a man comes into the room, now you're trying to have a conversation calmly and shit. David is one of those. David is one of those. I've seen them. I know them. Reggie was going to have a conversation. And that's the conversation that needed to be had. That if you threaten my wife again, I'm going to put my fucking hands on you. So keep it cute. Because obviously you needed me to come and have this conversation with you because you didn't receive it when she was saying it to you. Could your husband call you if the roles switched? Yes. The fuck? But what situation? First of all, to be clear, my husband just wouldn't be in a situation where a woman would be trying to fight him. Women don't often try to fight men who are 6'3" and 260 pounds. Like, women don't usually try to fight men that big. And you would have no reason to fight my husband because my husband is a very respectful man. No, Lyric is a sweetheart. Nobody would ever have a reason to come at Lyric like that. But what do you mean? Like, I show up if I feel like if the moment needs me to show up. Okay, meaning there could not have even been an issue, but do I need to come? But there's no reason for my husband to call me to fight anybody. We're not teenagers. There's no reason. The fuck? And then I think it's weird that, like, I almost think it's weird that you're asking that question, JW, because it's like, so why would a man need to call his woman to come and physically protect him? That's not my role. That's not my role. So why would my husband have to call me to come and defend him physically? He would never have to do that. He would never have to do that. I just think it's weird when men and women argue, especially because I feel like a lot of the times the conversation, like the arguments are too much, way too much. What is the issue of having a man with muscles if you can't call him into hello? That is exactly, listen, and when I tell y'all, I'm one of those people that would never, ever, ever try to call my husband to come and handle no bullshit because I don't want him involved in no bullshit. I'll handle my own bullshit 9 times out of 10. But let me feel physically like I'm being threatened by another man and watch how fast not only do I call him, but I call my cousins too. He's not going to come alone. I met him, y'all, at the Blackout in 2015, Wonderful Encounters. Oh, hey, Mrs. Matthew, how you doing? Yeah, no, Lyric, everybody loves Lyric. Everybody loves Lyric. Lyric is not, he's not that type. Yes, because no dude should argue to put hands on a female. I'd rather a woman argue with another woman. Oh, but see, you ain't got to argue with no bitch. You just walk away. You just walk away. You ain't got to argue with no bitch, JW. You ain't got to argue with no bitch. All that pacing back and forth behind me and talking smack. I am calling back up too. The fuck out of here. I'm saying he was doing a lot of, yeah, exactly. A real alpha man doesn't aim to catfight with women. Exactly. Like my husband, and I don't even like that term alpha man. I just kind of feel like any self-respecting man is not going to get into a screaming match with a woman he's not fucking. Most niggas aren't going to do that. They, man, I'm about to argue with this bitch, man, whatever. They get themselves out the situation. At least most men that I know, that's how they would handle it. Thank you. Oh no, that's Mo. But in my family, we do, we about that. Like, don't play. That's why Fraud didn't try Asian doll like that, because she was with some dudes that will handle that. Yes, exactly. And I said that shit. I said the only reason that they didn't press her the way they probably would have if she was by herself is because there was some men there to defend her. There was some men there to make sure it didn't go down like that. Child, they say they trying to get the ladies. They trying to get the ladies on Trey Songz, y'all. Because Trey Songz, I talked to y'all about what was going on with Trey Songz in my last BondyBlue show. Monique Samuel spotted filming Love and Marriage DMV. So y'all, Love and Marriage DMV is happening, okay? So y'all make sure y'all get ready for that because we're going to review that on my channel. And okay, here it is. This is the last thing that I wanted to talk to y'all about. Thank you, Shanita, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Okay. You don't say it either, motherfucker. I'm sorry, y'all. I am keeping this in here for the anytime somebody says something crazy to me, like I'm gonna start putting this shit up. I was start putting that shit up whenever somebody says something crazy. Hey, wait a minute, motherfucker. Hey, you disrespecting me? You disrespecting me? Okay. Any self-respecting man knows that fighting a woman is a foregone conclusion. He is most likely going to win physically, but mentally is another story. Cause she gonna call the federale hood. Like I seen them dudes, dudes online talking about how his mama called her friends, called the police, tried to act like he was beating her because she was beating him and he grabbed her wrist and she fell on the floor and act like he was trying to beat her up. I was like, y'all ladies ain't shit no. Y'all ladies ain't shit no. Why you do your son like that? Anyway, y'all, I saw this and I wanted to talk to y'all about this. This is my last thing before I go. 5-year-old foreign reveals he had sex with his sister's sister while they were all in the same room. Y'all, what's wrong with these niggas? This is why we can't like y'all. We thought we liked you on Queens and then you talk too much on the Breakfast Club and we was like, well, we can't like 5-year-old foreign. And then here we go in real life, 5-year-old foreign out here having sex with his sister's sister. I'm going to read y'all the story. Give me a second. Let it marinate. Let it marinate. Okay. New York rapper 5-year-old foreign is currently going viral again after his latest interview during which he talked about some of the freakiest things he has ever done in his life. One of the most shocking stories that 5-year-old told includes his sister's sister from his father's side, whom he had sex with while their mutual sister was sitting in the same room. That's disgusting. My sister, she been left the house. She came back and spent the night in my house with her sister from her father's side. Okay. So they don't share a parent, but they share a sibling. My sister's sister, she wasn't related to me. I fucked her. But let me tell you why it was the worst. Because my sister was in the room and it was nighttime. We were all asleep, sleepover thing. I had to go viral on her and I just felt like I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, 5-year-old, of course you shouldn't have done it. For a couple of reasons, you skank. A couple of reasons, you skank. Okay, so first of all, having sex in the room with your sister is a nah. First of all, your sister doesn't want to see you fucking anybody. She doesn't want to see your nether region. She doesn't want to be anywhere near when you're having sex with somebody. So you fucking her sister in the room with, you should see her sister as your sister, first of all. That's disgusting. You should see her sister as your sister. You're disgusting. Okay? You should be ashamed of yourself. But that's just extremely nasty for you to have sex with your sister sitting in the room, even if she is asleep. Like, why would you do that? That's gross. That's gross. And now you're gonna sit up here talking about I shouldn't. You shouldn't have shared that. You shouldn't have shared that at all. Okay. Oh, did y'all see TC trying to get me together in the comments? Y'all know Ready to Love reunion is happening this weekend, right? And they put up the trailer. And they were saying that TC ran off the stage. This is ghetto. This is so ghetto. Like, bitch, it's a reunion. That's what they do. They argue. And so she said, my mama is in the hospital. And I said, TC should have stayed at home. She should have sent a video and been there with her family. And this wasn't me saying that like shade to her. I'm just saying in general, like if you have something going on that's going to keep you from being able to do what you need to do, then you needed to be there with your mom. And they needed to understand that. Last reunion show, Tressa wasn't there because she had caught COVID. So she was there via Skype or Zoom or whatever. So I don't understand why that same situation couldn't have been applied to Ticia. Y'all only wanted to ask her probably 1 or 2 questions the whole fucking reunion show. So y'all could have asked her the questions, had them pre-recorded and put up on the damn screen when it was time to, and let that lady be there for her mom. But she says, she had to come and clap back at me talking about, like I said before, contractually. And I'm like, ma'am, I hope your mom is okay. That's all I say back to her. I said, I hope your mom is okay. Because my comment, because this is what she said. She said, again, it's called a contract. We have obligations contractually. Lastly, my mother was in a hospital that didn't allow visits because of COVID. But okay, cool. Y'all know everything. All I said, I didn't say I knew everything, y'all. The only thing I said was Ticia shouldn't have come. If her mom is in the hospital, she needed to send a video and be with her family. I didn't say you needed to be in the hospital. I said you needed to be at home with your family instead of on a reunion show having stupid fucking arguments with people that you don't want to have. Because calling everybody ghetto, what was that for? Calling everybody ghetto, it's a reunion show. You're going to argue back and forth, but calling everybody ghetto on a black network as a black, like, it was just fucking stupid. So yeah, you seem like mentally you couldn't be where you needed to be. So they should have figured out a way to do around that. Thank you, Asada. Thank you. Tag me on what on Instagram? But yeah, y'all, I was just like, don't come at me, ma'am. I didn't send for you. I wasn't shading you. I was just saying that whoever needed to hear it, producers, whoever needed to hear that that lady didn't need to be there if she had shit going on in her family life. Okay, hold up. Let me see. Queen Silver Spring, Dr. Heavenly, what? No. I already saw this. I talked about Dr. Heavenly and Tasha K. And I told y'all, child, please. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that tweet is about. But like I said, mess for mess sake. Mess so that, we can add to the news cycle this week. Nothing to write home about. Okay? Child, the girls are fighting, and the girls are fighting for an interview that already happened. Child, the interview happened already, girl. The time has passed. I would love to see Dr. Heavenly interview Ariana. I've already said that. So whenever that can happen, y'all send me the link, because I'll be front and center in the chat waiting to hear what all had went down and who drop kicked who. All right. Now, with that being said, I don't have nothing else for y'all. Thank you so much, Just Nicole, for the super chat. Not sure who Fabio is, but he should be ashamed. And what if she got pregnant? Explain that to the rest of the family. Ooh, that's nasty. Ooh, I didn't even get that. I didn't get the M word. I didn't get that the girl didn't want it. I didn't get that. But be hearing from his standpoint. But either way, that was wrong. I did see the new cast. Y'all know I'm waiting on the show to say anything about it. With the way gentrification is going, it's going down. Soon there might not be any more ghettos. Shaming an urban landscape is the same thing as shaming pale hands that own that locale. I mean, that's why I was like, girl, you obviously stressed out. You should have just stayed home. Tasha, and contractually, they should have Skyped. They should have figured out a way, because they be on that bullshit. Did we really need TCA to be there? But to answer a couple of questions, yeah, Angela Yee seems to have the truth serum over there between Fabio and Jim Jones. It's a lot, child. I'm gonna let it go. But I feel like Angela Yee is a very smart woman, because I feel like she has incredible relationships with people in the industry, and it's because she can perpetrate a very bird-like mentality to these men, and I think they find that alluring, and so they come on her show with all of these pretty, racially ambiguous women with their, their titties sitting up and nice bodies and full lips, and we talking about fucking, we talking about sex. And she gets them niggas to spill their beans, because these niggas, is easy to get these niggas to spill their beans when there's a whole bunch of pretty women in the room. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, I feel like Angela Yee definitely has the sauce for how she's getting people to, run up out their business, out their mouth. But a lot of it, I believe, is her not judging them, or them feeling like she won't judge them because she comes off like a bird to them. And it's also the liquor. But I also feel like some of the things that are being said on Angela Yee's show wouldn't be said on Drink Champs, because the dynamic is different. It's a whole bunch of drunk men versus, you drinking and smoking in a room full of women, and they may or may not be drinking. You know what I'm saying? Really? We got 409 stalkers in the chat? That's how y'all be, huh? Y'all don't be liking me, huh? Y'all don't be liking me, but y'all be here. We do not claim Dolphin T. Curry respectfully. Hashtag Aries. Okay. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. If you need any further information, please check the plate back. I love you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all come back for the next video, and we'll talk later.